I'm S.A., the writer of She Is a Place Called Home. The show follows two British Nigerian sisters as they navigate their dad's decision to get another wife, and what this means for their faith, family and future. The show touches on many difficult issues, including clashes between religion and faith, the experience of eating disorders by black women, and the experience of non-physical forms of domestic violence within the home. The show was developed in the Vault Festival New Writers Programme and showcased at the festival later that year. After that, we partnered with Queen Mary Theatre Company to put on a condensed version of the show.
Hi, I'm Tirzah Abrahams and I am the dramaturg on She Is a Place Called Home. I became involved in the show in a work in progress showing at Queen Mary University, and I was the dramaturg on that, and I have carried over into this rendition. Well, firstly, I think the script's amazing, and I love anything to do with like a sisterly relationship. I think it's a very specific relationship. You see the absolute best and the absolute worst of each other, normally flipping between the two very quickly, and I think it's a relationship that really allows you to show yourself completely unfiltered. So I think anything with that kind of relationship is always really interesting, and with this in particular is looking at sisters who are looking at this British Nigerian experience that for me was so informative and so interesting to look at, because obviously it's outside of my own experience, and I think just it all coming together, there's so much in this play, it's so rich, and it's a wonder to work on.
It's a Saturday morning, which means time for rehearsals.
Hi, I'm Layla and I'm directing She Is a Place Called Home at the Vault Festival. So I was really drawn to this show initially because I saw an ad for a directing position advertised on a Facebook group, and the words just like black sisterhood, like family, parents, second marriage, all of those really popped out to me as someone who's kind of interested in women's issues, women's rights, been working with like a range of charities over the years. I was like, that is exactly the project I want to be involved with, and I could just already, from like reading a couple of clips from the script, I was like, I can see how this is just going to come to life so beautifully and translate so well to stage. So I just had to try and get involved. Directing the show has been a real pleasure. It's such an easy script to direct because the words just do it all for you. It's so beautiful, it's so poetic but being natural at the same time, and I've got two great actors in the room, Jordan and Nicole, who just are so much fun to be with, and we have such a good time, which is, you know, we laugh so much considering how heavy the script is at points. Their collaboration and their opinions and ideas have just been so wonderful to work with. That is why you should come see it.
You're trying to tell them.
Hi, I'm Tia and I'm the producer of She Is a Place Called Home. I wanted to work on this show because, again, it was like no show that I'd seen before, I knew of, and I just really wanted to jump at the chance to work with some amazingly talented people on a really fascinating story, and it's great to be at Vaults as well.
So I just found out that we've been shortlisted for the Untapped Award. The Untapped Award is a partnership between New Diorama Theatre, Underbelly and Oberon Books, and if we win it, that means we're going to Edinburgh. There we are, lucky number 14.
Hi everyone, I'm Jordan. I'm playing the role of number 1 in She Is a Place Called Home. So I feel like I'm still getting to know one as a character myself. So far, we're kind of similar in the sense of everything's a bit of a joke, like very like bubbly but off the cuff, not taking life too seriously. But there's so many more layers to her. There's so much going on with how she deals with things and her resilience. So preparing for this role, I had to do a lot of research into like eating disorders and what comes with them, and I think it's important to say these stories from a black girl's perspective, because a lot of the time black women in media are put in certain boxes and we're never allowed to be multifaceted. So I like that there's an opportunity to tell a story from a perspective that not a lot of times is told.
Hiya, my name is Nicole and I'm playing sister number 2. I wanted to work on the show from the very moment I read A, the synopsis, and then B, sort of like the extracts from the play. I just felt that the characters were so real and so rounded. And also, it's going to sound really weird, but I read it and I was like, I am 2. I need to play 2. I want to play 2. Like, I prayed, I was like, God, please give me 2. So I'm really glad to be here. I think the themes that the play explores, so exciting, so interesting, and I haven't really seen that in other plays, and they're really important to talk about.
So right now I'm just putting together some props for the show.
People should come and see the show because it's really necessary, I think. It covers a lot of topics that don't get covered from a black female perspective often, if ever, and it's made by a team of amazing women and the writing is spectacular. Watch this space.
When I first read the monologue for the audition, I was hooked, and I think that's very rare when you read something and you're like, I want to play this role. There's so much depth, there's so much characterization, there's so much you can do in a role such as this, and that's such a pleasure as an actor to really have something meaty and something that you have to work hard on to make it as good as it can be. And being part of a Vault Festival, this is my first year, I'm excited. I'm really excited to go and see other people's shows, be in a show. So I was hooked from that first monologue, and I remember being like, Lord, I want this role, so I better get it. And here we are.
Everyone should come and watch our show because it is really a story unlike any that I've personally seen in theatre. It's just a really lovely exploration of sisterhood and of an element of culture we don't see represented very often, and it's just incredibly well written and performed and directed and amazing. Come see it.
People should come and watch the show because A, it's a really, really great show. Also, my co-lead is amazing as well, so I feel like we bring the play to life nicely, hopefully. And also because, as I said, it explores really important themes that I think we should be talking about. And also, it's really nice to see a script that has 2 very strong and bold black female characters, and we don't always see that, unfortunately, so definitely come for all those reasons.
It's an amazing show. It's something that I don't think you'll have seen before, and I really mean that. I think it's something that it doesn't hold back any punches, it goes straight in. It's so interesting to see these 2 women finding themselves in this situation, trying to help out each other, but also watching a situation that might happen to them in 10, 20, 30 years. And so they're one step removed and watching this all happen and processing at the same time, oh, if I was in this situation, how would I actually react to this? And I think that's so interesting to look at from an audience point of view. And it's a really, really lovely piece.